Welcome to the Senior Living Show, where we are celebrating the best years of life. I'm Vicki Rogers. We've got a great show for you lined up today. We are going to be talking to some great resources from AARP. They've got a lot of great tips and secrets you're going to want to know about. We're also going to be talking to Amy Brooks Hoffman. She is a professional photo organizer. She's going to tell you what to do with those mounds and mounds of photos that you've got stored in your house, or maybe your loved one does. She's going to help make sense of it all and find really great memorable things for you to do with those. We're also going to talk to Scott Neal from caregivercircle.com. What an excellent resource. Every caregiver needs to be able to access this website and listen to what Scott says. He's got the best advice ever. So stay tuned. We've got a super show coming up next on the Senior Living Show.
For over 65 years, families have trusted Coit to deep clean just about everything, all backed by our 100% satisfaction guarantee. Clean as new. That's the Coit commitment to you. Call 1-800-FOR-COIT today to schedule your Coit cleaning and save 25%.
100 years ago, we were selling appliances like these. Things have changed over the years, but one thing that hasn't is our commitment to our customers. And our growth has allowed us to carry the best selection of today's top brands. We wouldn't be one of the nation's oldest appliance dealers if we didn't provide professional salespeople and custom installation. The same thing that was true 100 years ago is still true today. There's no hassle at Bonnie Castle.
For over 65 years, families have trusted Coit to deep clean just about everything, all backed by our 100% satisfaction guarantee. Clean as new. That's the Coit commitment to you. Call 1-800-FOR-COIT today to schedule your Coit cleaning and save 25%.
Welcome back to the Senior Living Show. I'm Vicki Rogers, and my guest is Amy Brooks Hoffman. She is a professional photo organizer. Yes, they do exist. What a fascinating job. How did you become interested in this, Amy?
I became interested in professional photo organizing really at a very young age. I am a sentimental person, and I find great joy in organization and order. I started selling scrapbooking materials to do-it-yourselfers right after my oldest son was born. And that career was great with young children, and more people came to me and just said, can you handle it for me? I want the end result of an album or a scrapbook, but I don't have time to do it. Fleur de Lis Photo Solutions was born after that.
And you go to conventions all over the country, and tell me about that. That's exciting.
I just returned from New Mexico. I'm a member of the Association of Professional Photo Organizers, and we had a great time learning and working with each other for best practices as professionals in this field.
Okay, and so many of us have this problem. Right. I am guilty of it. Boxes and boxes of photos.
Right.
Where should someone start besides calling you? Right.
Right. So many times my clients are folks who are downsizing, changing their living environments, and they find that they have boxes of photos from their own families, and then also collections of photos and memorabilia that they have inherited, in addition to the digital photos that they have of their grandchildren or current friends, and they're lost in the printed and digital photo mess.
Right.
Right. So what I do is I come in and work with the clients to make organization and make sense of that chaos so that they can enjoy their photos again.
I love it. Okay, tell me about this book, because it's one of my favorites.
So I brought some examples of some albums that I have done. This was a lovely cookbook that a client brought me her mom's recipes, and we scanned those and also scanned some photos of their family together through the years at dinners and things.
Oh, I love
We
it.
ended up making, gosh, I think maybe 6 or 8 copies of this album. She gave them out at Christmas time. It was the hero of Christmas
Of
that
course.
year.
Oh, they make the best gifts
Right.
ever. Well, we are
Right.
going to talk about how to get started and how to digitalize, and there's so many cool things that you can do. We're coming back in just a few minutes with more on the Senior Living Show.
Burkhead Heating and Air Conditioning, your independent Trane dealer, has been serving the Louisville area since 1947. The customer service is second to none, and their job is not complete until you are satisfied. Call 367-1212 for all your family and business needs. Burkhead Heating and Air Conditioning, your independent Trane dealer, is the company to keep you comfortable year-round. Call 367-1212 today. You're a step ahead with Burkhead and Trane. It's hard to stop a train.
A few years ago, I was very embarrassed about my weight. I had lost weight in the past, but no matter what I tried, I just couldn't seem to lose it this time. I needed a plan. Imagine that. I needed a coach. That's when I turned to InShape MD, and wow, did their program work. I lost 42 pounds in the very first month. Now, I'm down 73 pounds, and I feel tremendous. It worked for me, and it will work for you. Let InShape MD be your coach, and you will love the results.
Welcome back to the Senior Living Show. We're here with Amy Brooks Hoffman, and you can find her information at LouisvillePhotoOrganizer.com.
That's right. That's
yes.
right.
So you can do these wonderful albums, which
Yes.
we have examples of here. This one is...
This is a wedding album,
yes.
and this was a lovely wedding. What sets my work apart from other albums and photographers' books is that I really work hard to get to know my clients. I like to include poems, scriptures, any readings that the bride and groom have, even the homily. And then it goes all the way through this happy day for this family, all the way back to or on to the reception. So it's a truly the story of their special day.
That's awesome. Okay, and then, so a lot of times people have, okay, you were mentioning we've got all these photos on our phones.
Right.
What do we do with
Right.
those?
So the way that we deal with digital photographs is that we get those in a folder hierarchy that allows you to easily download and keep track of those photos, just so that you're not searching for many photos, or through many files to find that one specific photo. Most importantly with our digital photos is that we want to back those up to the cloud, so that if your phone crashes or you lose it, we still have a backup.
Okay, and what do you think is the most important thing that a caregiver can do to help their loved one preserve their legacy?
I think a caregiver is so important in working with someone, just listening to them tell stories about their photographs, about their family legacy, their family history. Photos are just timeless and help us explain who we are, where we've gone in this world, and what we've seen and done. So I think a caregiver can listen and know that you don't have to keep every single photograph in a collection to truly tell that person's family story.
Okay, and you do weddings, you do graduations, you
Yes.
do, and this one here?
This is a client and a friend. She had some photographs of her granddaughter's 5th grade year. And so we were able to capture photos of that school year for her in an album.
That's great.
She actually gave it to her granddaughter at Valentine's Day.
Oh, see,
Just
there's
this
such
year, so it was
great
fun.
gift ideas. Mother's Day's coming up. What a wonderful gift idea for that, right?
These photos in this album are of my own boy and his high school graduation a couple of years ago.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I'm sure you're going to want to get more information. I'm going to set up an appointment with you for next week. It is Amy Brooks Hoffman. It is LouisvillePhotoOrganizer.com. You can find more information. She's going to get all your photos organized and in albums for you. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you, Vicki.
Yeah, we'll be back with more on the Senior Living Show. Welcome back to the Senior Living Show. I'm Vicki Rogers, and with me today again is one of my favorites, of course. It is Scott Neal. He is the president of D. Scott Neal Incorporated and the founder of Caregiver Circle. Welcome back.
Thank you so much, Vicki.
We're going to talk about a very, very touchy subject, I think, with a lot of seniors. It's kind of difficult conversation to have sometimes, and that's driving. Tell everybody, how do you even begin to talk to your loved one about driving?
Well, I think first of all, Vicki, we have to realize that mobility is built into our culture. Mobility denotes dignity and independence. We get to go places where we want to go, when we want to go there. And that there's a great shortage of public transportation that's suitable and adaptable to elders. And so that's the first step, is for us to realize that as caregivers.
Okay, so there are alternatives.
Oh, sure. Yeah, there are clubs and churches that offer transportation services, and there are paid opportunities. There's a network across the nation called ITN. It's a transportation network for seniors. There's professional drivers. There are professional drivers that will drive for. I was on care.com, I think it was, and I saw a long list of people that would charge by the hour. However, I recommend that long before the need ever arises, that you construct a list of potential drivers. Those can be friends, they can be neighbors, they can be relatives, and the more you have on there, the better. But at least 7 or 10 people, so that you don't wear one person out calling them all the time. And you give them the instruction that it's okay to say no when I call. Because you got other options available and so forth. So we did that with my mom and my dad. My dad was a professional driver, and when he stopped driving, Mom felt unsafe at one point, and so I developed that long list, and that worked out exceptionally well for them.
Well, how do you even bring up the topic without causing conflict and making everybody uncomfortable?
Well, once again, I think you do that prior to the need arising. You don't wait until the need. When you wait for the need, then crisis develops and conflict develops, and so you've got to do it well beforehand. I advocate that you do this in just normal conversation, that you work it into the conversation. When you're out driving and you've got your mom with you and somebody cuts you off on the highway, you say, "Did you see that? That guy just cut me off. How do you deal with that, Mom?" And you work the driving conversation into just normal conversation. Or how do you deal with all this traffic? The traffic has just gotten way out of hand. It's not like it used to be. How did you deal with this as you were growing up?
Oh, that is excellent. Okay, so what if you've got that senior that just will not give up the keys?
Well, physical exam is number one.
Oh.
Got to know that they can see and that they can hear and that they can maneuver the steering wheel and the brake pedal and all that sort of thing. You got to monitor the medications to make sure that a single medication or in combination will impair their driving. Some of them do that, And you've got to keep the car in really good shape. I see so many seniors who neglect the maintenance on their car. Oh, I'll make it just another day or whatever. And then finally, I highly recommend that you get the insurance payment. Make sure that it's up to date, and that you have it maybe on automatic payment from your bank.
All right, those are great suggestions. How can folks find out more great information from you?
They can come to caregivercircle.com, where we talk about things like this.
We'll be back in just a few more minutes with more on the Senior Living Show.
Heating and Air Conditioning, your independent Trane dealer, has been serving the Louisville area since 1947. The customer service is second to none, and their job is not complete until you are satisfied. Call 367-1212 for all your family and business needs. Burkhead Heating and Air Conditioning, your independent Trane dealer, is the company to keep you comfortable year-round. Call 367-1212 today. You're a step ahead with Burkhead and Trane. It's hard to stop a train.
And welcome back to the Senior Living Show. We're back with our friends from AARP, Tahisha Rollins, and we've got Dana here to talk about a very special event you have coming up. We've got some real interesting info about, preserving your legacy, and everybody has that person in the family that always might say something like, that's going in my book. It's going to go. Or someone's sibling or aunt or uncle who says some funny stories, right? And you want to document those, and that's what this writer's workshop sponsored by AARP is all about. First, Dana, you tell us some of the particulars.
This is the second one that we've done. It's on April 24th, which is Kentucky Writers' Day, and it's from 7 to 8, and it's at Southwest Library on Dixie Highway. And we've got 3 local writers that some do self-publishing and some are with some publishing companies that are local.
And what would you want to get out of that little opportunity there? I mean, yeah, everybody has stories to tell. Is it just the plotting out the A, B's, and C's of how to document these and maybe publish them by yourself, or is that the main goal?
I think so, just to get people started and to find out how other writers have done it, how they use things from their life and how they create characters and how they create a plot and how they can get that book published without going, paying someone to do it for them.
And Dana, what was your what's your experience with some of this work? Self-publishing? Have you done any of it?
No, my husband's an author, and he's done a lot of self-publishing, and he's with a local publisher, so that's where we kind of got the idea. And he participated last year, but we've got a few other writers this year with other genres.
And that just goes to show you how far the reach of AARP can go, right? I mean, this is something, Tahisha, you're offering to all those who are members of AARP.
Correct, and actually this is open to AARP members, but it's actually open to our entire community. So this is free, and it's all about, writing that next great American novel or just getting your personal caregiving story out, and all how to do it without falling into traps or fraud, and finding the right way to do it and the right way to get started.
And this is an opportunity for those, even if at the very least, you're going to have some story to take with you, right? I mean, do you find that folks come to these and tell their own stories and mix and mingle that way?
I think they come with a lot of great ideas, but they leave with even more ideas. So that's the good part about this. There'll be very small presentation and then tons of questions that people can ask, and our experts will answer those.
Dana, again, tell us the date and the particulars.
It's April 24th, which is Kentucky Writers' Day. It's from 7 to 8. It's on a Wednesday, and it's at the Southwest Library off Dixie Highway. And we've got 3 local writers. One is Steven Zimmer. He does epic fantasy. Angie McPherson, she does children's books, which seems to be a big, interest.
A big genre,
interest with a lot of people, especially grandparents.
Especially when grandparents are relearning those children's stories.
That's right.
And telling their own.
And have their own stories, that's right. And Bill Knoll, and he does mystery, and that was another area that people were real interested in the last time we did it.
Fantastic stuff. April 24th, you don't want to miss it. And it's at the Southwest Library, and that just happens to be the day after Shakespeare's birthday. And we'll talk more about that, but and more with Tyhisha and Scott Wiegand from AARP when we return. Thanks for joining us, Dana, on the Senior Living Show.
A few years ago, I was very embarrassed about my weight. I had lost weight in the past, but no matter what I tried, I just couldn't seem to lose it this time. I needed a plan. Imagine that. I needed a coach. That's when I turned to InShape MD, and wow, did their program work. I lost 42 pounds in the very first month. Now, I'm down 73 pounds, and I feel tremendous. It worked for me, and it will work for you. Let InShape MD be your coach, and you will love the results.
For over 40 years, Superior Van and Mobility has been providing Louisville with state-of-the-art mobility solutions. We offer the latest vehicle conversions by Braun Ability, as well as custom lifts by Bruno. To go along with our knowledgeable, friendly staff and our expansive inventory, we now have an incredible new showroom and service center at 1506 Lakeshore Court near Hurstbourne Parkway and I-64. Stop by or visit us on the web at superiorvan.com.
Welcome back to the Senior Living Show, and alongside Scott Wiegand and Tyhisha Rollins, I'm Paul Najar, and welcome Scott and Tyhisha again. We've got some more news from AARP. This is a week later. We've got your Wednesdays lined up. This Wednesday, April 17th, the AARP Community Livable Challenge Grant is what we're looking for, folks, and this is all about innovation for helping those in the community that may have special needs, and AARP is there with this challenge opportunity with grants and awards to those who come up with some great ideas. Tyhisha?
Well, what we're doing is nationwide, every state will have a winner in this competition. So that's the first thing to know. And we are actually looking for organizations, the cities, who want to improve their community for people of all ages and abilities. And so it can be something as simple as improving crosswalks to something as big as putting in benches and walking paths. So any idea is a great idea, and we're going to look for those.
So this is a way, Scott, that AARP works with the community to help maybe address some of the things that maybe the city can't address, or maybe the city needs itself a little nudge. Hey, we've got this response from the community. Tell me a little bit about how that works.
Paul, you nailed it exactly. What AARP wants to do with these grants is to inspire innovation and inspire new work in local communities, to make sure that that community is meeting everyone's needs at every age. And in our 60-year history, we've always been about community. And so these grants are real money coming into local governments, local nonprofits, can apply for these funds through aarp.org/livable. And it is a great opportunity for, if you have an idea on how to make your community better, you can submit that
A simple
online.
idea. Something really simple.
Yeah.
Say it again, aarp.org/livable. And it could be something as simple as maybe, hey, we need that light. We need a light right here, a light fixture to help whatever.
You've got it.
Yeah, that's it.
And you all, the key with AARP is, though, you have the connections that can help make these ideas turn into action.
Locally in Lexington, they had a park with a new walking path, but there were no benches. So they applied for a grant. They had new benches put in to design for conversation. And they put in a raised bed flower garden.
And here in Louisville, we improved the crossing at 9th Street and Muhammad Ali. So
that's not easy.
Yes, it was not easy. We were able to increase the crossing time. We put in striping for a crossing. We put in a bench in the middle so people can sit and rest if they can't make it all the way across. So those type of ideas, making the community accessible for everyone. And
livable, and that's what you get with AARP. And those ideas, folks, turn them into action. Well, again, go to aarp.org/livable. Any of those ideas, they take them, and they've got to be in by
April 17th, midnight.
Today, tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday. You have 4 days, 3.5. So get to work on them.
You can do it.
Yeah, you can. And these two right here will help at local AARP chapter. And Tyhisha, Scott, we always thank you for joining us. And get online, aarp.org/livable. We'll have more coming back on the Senior Living Show.
Do you want to know what to do and where to go in Kentuckiana? Here is this week's calendar of events. We had an excellent show. Didn't you love it? I learned so much every week.
And every week it's something more informative, more interesting for our viewers, for you to look out for, like AARP, the Community Living Challenge, giving you an opportunity to win some money with some ideas that will help your community for people of all ages, and for projects that, you know, you just think about them as you're walking around. It could be, hey, we need a light on this corner. Where do we go? Well, the AARP Community Livable Challenge, you got to look at that. Go to aarp.org/livable.
Yes, and of course, Scott Neal with caregivercircle.com. He had all kinds of great ideas about money, finances, what to do, and how to plan. You definitely love that segment.
And one of my favorites was with a family as big as mine, and I know with as much life as you have lived and we have lived, photos and memorabilia are big deals. Whether you want to put it in a scrapbook, a real book, or any type of video that you want to put all together, Amy Brooks Hoffman, she was just phenomenal to give us that as a resource.
Yes, and that you can find out more from her website at LouisvillePhotoOrganizer.com. So that's a wrap, I believe.
Hey, have fun. Well, you had fun last night, right?
I did.
Have fun leading up to Derby.
Yes.
You got to do the announcement, the countdown for Thunder.
I did the whole announcing for Thunder over Louisville, all of it, the whole day, the air show, all of it. It was so fun.
How about her?
It was great fun.
Hey,
yeah,
that's awesome. For Vicki Rogers, I'm Paul Najar. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again next week on the Senior Living Show.